Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. I hope everyone had a great weekend. The Lakers had an interesting kickoff to their weekend. We're going to talk about all of that. You see the headline. We got to talk about an interaction between Payne and LeBron James. Also, I want to say that I was right. We're going to get into that. But first, I just want to say, Who Dat Nation? We got this tonight. Let's rock this. Before we get into the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I am your girl, Jackie Ray. Follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. I don't know if I'm echoing. I'm sorry, y'all. But, guys, it's been a weird Monday. But like Jackie said, who dat, baby?
Who dat? I can't wait for tonight's game. Let's just dive into this because we have a lot to talk about. I know y'all probably saw. We're just going to kind of recap the weekend. I know you guys saw the game on Friday. The Lakers looked absolutely, positively, horrifyingly horrible. We won last night, but barely. We let Ja Morant go out there and score 40 points. That was, 40. Trying not to cuss this morning because I don't want to get in trouble. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still feeling some type of way about it. The big thing on the agenda, of course, was the altercation between Dwight Howard and AD. If somehow you've lived under a rock this entire weekend and you didn't see it, let me show it to you really quickly right now.
This is how it began, Doris.
Yeah. Anthony goes over to Dwight. When Dwight stands up, Anthony puts his hands on him, and that seems to agitate Dwight Howard. And this
So let me just say this. Dwight, in my opinion, if you saw the whole thing, how it played out, Dwight handled it perfectly. He was very AD was kind of popping off the mouth, and Dwight was like, I understand that. He was very calm and just kind of calmed the situation down. I had no problem with the way that Dwight handled it because I even posted that on my Instagram story. Like, AD's my man, $100,000, but what you're not going to do is walk up on me while I'm in a seated position. No, sir, I am getting up because in case you act crazy. And then when AD put his hands on him, I thought AD was completely out of pocket. Still don't know exactly. I didn't hear anyway. Chris, did you hear what that conversation was about? All Dwight said was, it was just frustration. It's over. We squashed it. We're boys now. No indication as to what that conversation was about. But when you saw that, what did you think about that situation?
I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of growing pains. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on inside. They're still trying to figure it all out. So I got all that, but the fact that they showed it on TV in the middle of a game, I think that was a little bit kind of moment. But for the most part, like AD said after the game, like Dwight said after the game, it's squashed. They moved on past it. Tensions were high. I mean, it doesn't help that they were getting blown out in that game. The Suns were having their way with them. So I think it was just a lot of that coming out. To me, especially for a big veteran team like this, for it to come out in the game, that's where my head was like, uh-oh. But again, it's too soon. I ain't going to jump to no conclusions like that. I know the internet was going crazy and I wanted to jump in, but I couldn't do it. I think it's too soon for all that.
Yeah, if you didn't see that game, that game was painful because Doris Burke, she's the GOAT, hands down, but she was like, you're out here, this is happening, and then you're getting beat bad. Like, she said it just, I was like, Doris,
right.
Like, this, come on. But they were getting beat bad. Frank, and here's what I think happened. I know it's just conjecture because we don't know for sure. Frank Vogel realized he was out of his element. We saw him before this happened. He was out on the floor, got a technical because he's chasing down a ref trying to argue. So there's a certain amount that in my opinion, Frank Vogel realizes you've got all these elite players, Hall of Fame players on one team. You have to figure out how that fits because they know who they are individually. You got to make it work collectively. And I think he's out of his element. And I think that's why he kind of just was like, let me get mad at this ref. Let me just chase down this ref because at least I can channel this anger because he's out of his element. So the onus is going to fall on the guys. And this is the problem with not having a really dope coach who can really rein the players in, is because now they have to figure it out. So I think, like I said, it was just all over the place. There's another moment where I want to talk about that as well. Rondo. Now, to me, it was warranted because the fan that was on the side, there was a drink spilled. The fan that was on the side was talking crap to Rondo the whole time. And then Rondo goes over to him, looks at him, and then he unloads an imaginary clip, which I thought was hilarious. So take a look at this.
See what happened with Rondo and the fan.
What is that guy? Are you kidding me?
So this was
So I don't know how to unpack that. I get it. You know, you don't want somebody's hand in your face. I probably would have smacked Rondo's hand out of my face too, but we all know Rondo wouldn't have done that if you wasn't popping off at the mouth. So I had said when the Floyd Money situation happened and he spilled that drink and tried to play it off like it wasn't him, the fans are too close. We're in the middle of a pandemic. They're too damn close. They getting on my nerves. They spilling drinks on the floor that Steph almost slipped and fell on. Now you touching players. Can we just conclude that it's time to back them up a little bit, or am I just tripping?
Yeah, that sounds like a Laker problem because with the Knicks, it ain't the same. It ain't like that. I mean, yeah, we had that one idiot that was spitting on Trae Young. Yeah, he's an exception, but I don't know if I agree with the stepping him back a little bit. That's the thing that was crazy to me. Y'all were home, so I get people come through and whatnot, but for this Lakers team right now, with a lot of excitement and buzz, even though you were losing that game, y'all were home, and Rondo's letting a fan like that get in his face, or irritate him like that. It was just a whole weird thing. I didn't have a problem with either of it. I mean, Rondo, addressing the fan, but I didn't think it went that far. And like you said, if a hand's in my face, I'm gonna slap it away. But then for them to kick the fan out, I think was a little. I get it. Don't touch the player. I get it. But Rondo is just as guilty. To me, they both guilty in this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. It's y'all fans. Like it's your building. So I don't know what else you're supposed to do in this situation. If it was in Phoenix, then we have a different problem. But it was in LA. I'll tell y'all.
Yeah. Again, Doris Burke is the GOAT because she was like, he needs to be kicked out and never allowed back. She wasn't with that action at all.
Yeah, she was. But I don't know, man. Don't antagonize him further. You're right. My man was probably speaking stupid. He was probably drunk and talking nonsense. But Rondo, and he's a pro at that. He antagonized the situation and I don't know. To me, that's a little much. But it is what it is.
Yeah, even though we won last night, that should have been we should have won by a lot more than what we did. I'm still concerned. But can we just shout out Carmelo though? Because my man's was $50,000 last night.
He had to carry y'all. I was like, he said enough. He's like, damn, y'all can't figure this out. I got y'all. All right, let me show you how it's done. 28 bones. Go ahead, Melo. I was so happy.
Just killing it. It was so good to see him in his element. Russ is starting to look a little bit more like Russ. It's still a long way to go. But again, I think the onus falls on Frank Vogel, and he's just not that guy, in my opinion. So it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. Yeah. But before we get into the post-up, I just want to brush my shoulders off. Because what I say, Chris, I said that people was going to be out here protesting on behalf of Kyrie. Mm-hmm. And you was like, no, they ain't. Let me show you a little
bit. I also backtracked because then I realized that I was talking about Nets fans. I'm like, there ain't no Nets fans to be, but then you informed me like, nah, I'm talking about all the idiots. And you were right. And then you were full force. So go ahead, take that away.
Take a look at this.
Look at that. Not a Nets jersey in sight.
Not a one. And if you want to watch the video that I did that came out before the show, I go into more detail. This is one of those we have a real problem situation because apparently now the young lady who represents Black Lives Matter for this specific situation, I have to look into her more anyway because she gave she was on air with MAGA, Team MAGA, and Black Lives Matter teamed up for this specific protest. And they joined forces. Yes. They joined forces and they were out there together. So then they did a interview. The girl from Black Lives Matter and then the girl from Patriots of the whatever the hell, I forget the name that they call themselves, but they team MAGA. They did a whole thing about how they were coming out and they were joining forces together because they were, it's not right that their rights are being violated and blah blah blah. There's a lot of different factions of Black Lives Matter, and sometimes people just say they Black Lives Matter and they not. So I have to really investigate this young lady a little bit more. But nowhere in that speech afterwards did the Black lady who was for Black Lives Matter address the fact that Black people are dying disproportionately to COVID. All she's, so what I mean. So there was no common sense. There was no rationale to this. There was one point where a lady was like, "Let's storm we have to storm the arena like we did on January 6th." So there's like the level of stupidity in this situation was abounding. So Chris, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of them. I don't know if I want to talk on them here because we got time on the show. The main thing that really irks me about it, because I did not know that. I thought it was just the anti-vaxxers taking an opportunity to, use Kyrie Irving as we said that he would be used as the mascot for the entire thing. But to figure out that this is what it took for the two movements to come together, that's kind of upsetting. Like you said, the main issue being brushed under the rug about like our percentage of our deaths in COVID alone. I'm just talking about for Black people alone. I have a lot of issues with this, a lot of holes in this entire thing, and this is new information that my brain is not able to process right now. So you're gonna have to give me some time on that one, because I thought it, like I said, I just thought it was just the idiots coming together doing their thing. But that's kind of upsetting. That this is the time that they're quote unquote coming together. I don't know how I feel about it.
Rondo 23, I need you to go back to bed, wake up, and try it again, because you're getting it all wrong, and I'm not even going to address that comment. But with that said,
the name's fitting, because he's trying to antagonize us, and it ain't going to work, Rondo. It ain't going to work.
Yeah. So let's get into post up on this Monday.
Yeah, sorry, my brain, I did not know. I really, and you can tell, I genuinely did not know that. That threw me off. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday. It's time for post up with your boy Chris. That's gonna take me some time. I have to look into that a little bit more after the show. But yeah, let's get into post up, because we had a lot of crazy stuff happening this weekend, just in the basketball world, but also a little bit in the football world. But we got to start with that same game where LeBron James, I try to tell y'all, LeBron James is, the fun, go happy guy that you guys know, on TV and whatnot. But when he between those lines, that dude, his trash talk game is probably A1, because people don't like to step on LeBron in a lot of instances. You rarely see any videos of people stepping up on LeBron. And this one, we got a fan that was sitting next to the bench, in the words of Jackie, that might have been a little too close, but I'm glad he was, because he got this nice little nugget of LeBron just tearing Campaign another one. I'm sorry. Like, Campaign won because they won the game, but golly, this was a next level type of trash talk. Here's LeBron James. So let me give you some depth on what happened here for those who may or may not know. We know Campaign, last time you saw Campaign, he was dancing with now Laker Russell Westbrook, and then he disappeared for a few years, and then he showed back up last year. And to his credit, is playing great. Like, I love Campaign. There was even some teams looking to pay him a lot of money to make him a starter, but ultimately he decided to stay with the Suns. So that's what LeBron is getting at here, the fact that Campaign talking saucy, but remember where you were just a year ago. And I took this as two ways, and Jackie, I'm gonna let you, because I know this is your boy LeBron. I have to give you the floor, but I took this as two ways. I took this as one, Campaign some that LeBron, some to one of the LeBron's teammates, and now LeBron stepped in. And I took this as another way as two, Campaign shut the hell up before LeBron James pulls some strings and you out the league again. Those are two ways I took it as. So I don't know how you took it when you heard this, Jackie, but it's your boy LeBron cutting deep. What do you think?
I took it exactly like you said. I almost forgot about you, bro. Like, you just got back and you only got 4 points, and you be humbled, bro, because all it takes is a phone call and we can forget about you again. You know, and I'm not taking, like you said, I'm not taking any of your talents away, but you went MIA for a minute. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. Welcome back. You know, there's a side of me that was like, welcome back. It's good. You know, it's good to hold on a damn minute now. Like, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't be just getting back. You're supposed to be humble. And I don't know what he said, because that is not LeBron James. Yeah. He'll get in your face on the court. He'll engage you on the court. He'll talk trash on the court, but he's not going to get in, you know, he'll talk to his people.
Personal.
You know, right. And that was a very, like, I'm going to call you after the game. There was in my heart of hearts, there was a phone call made after the game that said, hey, yo, don't ever come at me like that again. So I don't know what he said, but to me, when you get somebody this is not the norm for them, you was way out of pocket. And I don't know what was said or what was done to me, but when I was hearing him say that, I was like,
You was in it. Like, yeah, I don't know what you said, Cam, but you deserve all this. Go ahead, yeah. I want to know what Cam said. Because he said he must have said something that got in. I don't know. Do you think he said it to LeBron, or you think it was that he had said it to somebody on the Lakers and LeBron stepped in like too far, champ? Too far.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he was dumb enough to say it to LeBron.
Same. Me too.
But it doesn't matter. LeBron is squad goals. You know what I mean? That's the kind of rider on your team. If you say something to one of his teammates, you basically said it to him. So I don't think he said it directly to him, but he said it loud enough and was out of pocket enough that LeBron was like, hold on, bro. Hold on. So, yeah.
All I'm saying is that I think this would be crazy if the ending of this story is Payne randomly gets traded to like Cleveland or Detroit or something like that, and it's like, damn, LeBron won't play. But you know, we'll see what happens after that. I agree, Jack. I think there was a phone call that was made after the fact. So now from that drama to the drama that is just continuing to build over in Philadelphia. We know the Ben Simmons saga. Now, we talked about it briefly on Friday about how Ben Simmons seems to be trying to backtrack a little bit and trying to make peace with the Sixers after Daryl Morey openly saying that he's an idiot and that he doesn't think he can come up with a trade in 4 years. That's not what he said, but that's what I got from it. So because of that, Ben Simmons is like, yo, hold on. Y'all going to keep me hostage that long and not get me paid? All right, let me apologize. And we talked about that whole entire thing on Friday. So with that being said, now, while Ben Simmons was back pacing, doing the moonwalk a little bit, the Sixers are doing the same thing. And I'm guaranteeing that they paid my man EMBIID to go out there and say what he said, because the way he said it. But then he also had some help from Tobias Harris behind the scenes as well. But before the game on Friday, or Thursday, their home opener, or Friday, I can't remember, their home opener basically against the Nets, Joel Embiid had a message for the fans, and here was the message.
Support for all these years, and then now, a lot has happened the last few months, and I urge you guys to continue to support us and our teammate man, because he's still our brother. Let's go.
It's just the only reason why I think it's fake, and it probably isn't. I would love for it to be wrong, even though I don't like that the Sixers are trying to backtrack. The only reason why I think it's fake is because he did one of those like, hey, Philly, appreciate y'all. Everything's great. But by the way, forgive me. Okay, bye. See you. It's like that. So the way he did it is just like, come on, Joel, come on. But then, like I said, following that tweet that came out from Shams actually before the game about Ben Simmons apologizing to the team and not being mentally ready, blah, blah, blah. Tobias Harris then responded to that tweet and then said, we will respect his privacy and space during this time. When he's ready, we will embrace our brother with love and handle our business on the court. That's it. That's all. So a lot to unpack there. Also, yeah, I mean, this is all on the 22nd, so it was all the same day. I guess we just missed the response. But Jack, again, I know we're trying to go through, but I have to get your opinion on this. Do you think that this is them doing damage control for the Sixers because the Sixers asked them to do it, or do you think this is genuine? I think there's a little bit of genuine with Tobias Harris, but at the same time, I think they're doing a lot of damage control for the team to try and help Ben Simmons not be booed the entire season when he gets back.
I think Tobias was genuine, just because I think they have a level of relationship that Tobias would say something like that. Right, I don't think Joel was disingenuine. I think Joel probably, because he said something like this before. He said, we're better with him, blah, 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 blah. But then it was just like, what, 2 days before that, he was like, I don't care about this man. I'm over this man.
This man, right. This man, right.
Like, so it's like, and then all of a sudden, now I do understand that when you're talking about teammates, there is that ability to just get over things. But I think in this specific situation, Joel really doesn't like Ben. But I think he's trying to be professional. And I think that somebody told him, like, he's coming back. It's going to be hell on earth for him. How can we make this better? And then maybe Joel was like, well, I'll say something to the fans, But I don't think he said anything to the fans because he genuinely wants to make things better for Ben. But he might genuinely want to make things better for the team. But he don't give a damn about Ben. It's hard to give a damn about Ben right now because you was ready to come out here and act a fool and claim that you was all this and that. And now you're not mentally ready to take that heat. It's hard to really check for Ben right now. And I know we all talk about mental health and all that, but this ain't a mental health situation. This is a Ben situation. It's a little bit of a difference. So it's hard to really be in his corner right now.
I agree, but I also think it's a bit of both because, like I said, Jackie, we know Ben does not have the capacity to deal with what he's going to deal with. He's going to be booed for what? Well, they played 3 games now, so for 79, 78 games, or maybe if he takes the 2 weeks off, he's going to be booed. So you're right, but I also think it is kind of mental knowing like he's not be able to deal with it. He's not going to be able to deal with it. He's not LeBron James that can go into a stadium that he played for so many years and then go score 60 points in a blowout win. He's not that kind of guy. So or maybe he is, but I don't think he is. Say what?
I mean, everybody, we told him. I know his agent told him.
Facts.
Every sports told him that this was going to happen.
Right.
Bro, if you couldn't take this heat, you shouldn't have put all these ingredients in this damn kitchen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just I can't give him a pass on that. I can't give him a pass to say, yeah, I know he's soft. I think we can all tell that he's soft. But you should have operated like, let me not put myself in a situation where my softness doesn't excel well. You should have been ahead of that game.
I think my beef is just I can't give the damn Sixers a pass because Daryl Morey is just an idiot, and I feel like he put Ben in this situation. You're right, but at the same time, I can't put it all on Ben because he shouldn't even be in the situation of having to talk about coming back because he should have been traded, and that's my beef with this. But I get you. You're right. It's going to be tough, and that's on you, Ben. But a lot of it's on Sixers too. Anyways, we got a little bit of drama, a little bit of conspiracy, but it actually is. It could be real, and I'm gonna show you guys why, and I want you guys to look up for yourself and let me know what you guys think. But allegedly, Kyrie Irving, as I complained, was in fact a part of the NBA's top 75. Yeah, allegedly he was. If I could put up this picture right now of what they were going to release. Now they had videos of. Obviously, for when all the current players, and they put videos to congratulate the dudes that made the list, and they had one for James Harden, had one for Kevin Durant, and he was supposed to be announced on the last day because they had a video ready for him, and this is right now according to a Google search. Don't believe me? Well, follow Brooklyn Nets media. Shout out to them. I didn't even know Brooklyn Nets had a media site or whatever, but if I can get the next tweet. He's right here, and I want you guys to do it on a new tab. Do it and see if it comes up. But he says, type into Google Nets NBA 75 to check. Now, when this came out yesterday, I looked it up. I was like, oh, damn. This is real because his name came up on the list. Or for the highlights, just the picture I showed you just now. So the conspiracy said this conspiracy has it that because of the whole vaccination thing, that alone took him off of the NBA 75 because it's not a good look right now. To me, I think that is absolutely whack. I think that is if it's true, that is terrible. It's stupid and it's very, very, very over the top for the NBA. Even for the NBA, I just think that for him to be taken off the list because of a current event, even though it has nothing to do with his basketball. I think that's insane. I don't know how you feel about it, Jackie. I don't know if you looked it up and you saw that it's still there because I didn't look it up today. But when I looked it up yesterday, when I initially saw the tweet, it was there.
I just looked it up right now. When you said I put it in my phone just now, and it's still there. I saw this conspiracy theory, and I didn't dive into it too much because I knew it was going to piss me off. You know what I mean? Because there's people on that list that I think they are on that list because of their current popularity that shouldn't be on that list.
100%. Yeah.
So for you to take him off of this list for a pandemic that no one saw coming, and it's this one moment in time, and you're not looking at the totality of his career, This is why nobody cares about your damn list. This is why nobody think these lists are accurate, because it's basketball. How he feels on a personal level should not impact one. That's the most asinine thing in the world to me.
Yep,
but
that's my thing.
I could see it happening for sure. I could see the league being like, well, you know what? We've really pushed him to try to do this. We've gone out of our way to do this. And since he's not going to do that, we're going to do this. I can totally see the league being that petty.
Yeah, I'd much rather a conversation about, well, he only has one championship than, well, he doesn't want to take his vaccine. I'm sorry. If we're talking about an NBA top 75 list, I feel how you want to feel about it. I don't see what that's to do with his basketball. I just don't understand the correlation to that. But again, people are thinking the NBA trying to cover their ass, and they probably are. But I think it's whack, if true. But it looks like it is true. But really moving off of, go ahead. I
gotta say, Donnie, for the $5, appreciate you. He says maybe Philly needs.
What he say? Oh shoot! Wait, what did I say? I know.
Maybe Philly needs.
That's why I was like saying it again because I knew he was gonna say something about Eddie or Whoopi. Yep, there you go, Donnie, man. Stay consistent, bro. Appreciate the $5. Maybe they do, man. Maybe Doc Rivers need to go out. It's time for Whoopi to step in. Maybe you're right. Anyways, this is crazy. I saw this and I try to call cap, but in seeing how good of a shooter Steph Curry is, he doesn't get there for no reason. So this has to be true, but absolutely insane. Steph Curry's workout routine came out and it is insane. Right here it says making shots and workouts is no longer good enough. And for you guys, like, wait, what do you mean it's not good enough? I will explain. Can we get the next tweet up because this is craziness? If I can get it up, there it is. Okay, so SportsCenter. Steph Curry's trainer says they consider non-swishes as missed shots in his workouts. The trainer said, we've established he's going to make a lot of shots and workouts. He consistently does that. So for us, we've utilized technology to be even more precise, using the technology to track the ball's movement, arc, and how deep it went into the rim. If the ball failed to drop through the middle of the rim, Curry and his trainer counted that attempt as a miss. So if you are in front of your yard or wherever you play basketball, or you're on 24-hour fitness, wherever the case may be, and you putting up 800 shots a day and you feeling like you putting in work and you're ready for NBA, just know it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough because this man is measuring how deep the ball goes into the net and where it goes into the net. So every time that man, like, he takes the Splash Brothers to a whole other level because the splash is calculated. That's insane to me, but I believe it because if it was anyone else, I'd call cap. But because it's Steph Curry, arguably the greatest shooter in the history of the game, I buy it. I completely buy it. But that's insane because he was upset with those first two games, even though he came out with a triple-double and a double-double. He was pissed off that his shot wasn't going in the way that it should be going in. And then he had a nice game against the Kings. So insane. I got a homie that has him going for MVP, and I think he might be right because he is off to a great start. And with things like this, crazy stuff. All right, so let's go to the NFL here for a little bit. This I thought was hilarious, partially because it has to do with the Buccaneers and also because it has to do with Tom Brady. But Tom Brady, over the weekend, he threw his 600th touchdown to Mike Evans, and Mike Evans was so hyped up, not realizing which he should have known because I guarantee they're talking about on the sideline, but not realizing how important that touchdown ball was. He scored a touchdown and threw it into the crowd, and then realizing later that was the 600th touchdown thrown by Tom Brady, the Buccaneers brass had to go try and get that ball back from the fans, and this was hilarious. Listen to Tony Romo's commentary over it.
Great negotiations in NFL history.
He's like, we need that ball. That's 600. What? Really? So what do you want? $1 million? No.
Oh, no,
a date with Giselle. A date with Giselle, and I'm in. Tom, okay, I'll do it. He'll allow it. One time, you got it.
I really want to know what he gave him.
I know.
You do?
I do know. I looked it up. They gave him a replica ball. So they gave him another football, and then they gave him $1,000 gift card to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers store in the stadium, which I thought was trash. But that's all they gave him. Now that's what the team gave him. Tom Brady, if he gave him something, which I doubt because I haven't heard anything about that as of yet. But yeah, that's all they gave him.
That dude lost Florida.
Did. I
That's
would
all I'm gonna say.
Florida man.
Florida man gets robbed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what the article should say, because that is absolutely insane. Wow. Well, anyways, all right, let's move forward with it. So that happened, and then Tom Brady, as you got from Jackie, we got the full negotiation and what he got from it. Tom Brady then also confirmed that, because we weren't sure at the time, but Tom Brady did confirm that he got the ball, and here was his little. That's really upsetting. Here's Tom Brady.
It was really cool. I got in the bag over there, so Mike gave it away. He goes, "Man, I'm sorry, man. I said sorry. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to get it back." But I don't actually keep too many things. So, in that circumstance, I felt like that might be a good one to keep.
600 damn touchdowns. Hell yeah, you better get that one.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. He's gonna get something nice in return. So we'll get him a helmet or a couple jerseys or some other stuff. So it was really cool.
That still ain't enough.
But that sounds better than what they gave him, though. But it's not enough. You're 100% correct. But that sounds better than what they gave him. Hell yeah, give me Tom Brady's helmet or something like that. They get a replica ball. Was it even signed? $1,000 for the Tampa Bay gift shop.
I don't know if it was signed. The reporter that found out about it didn't mention anything about a signature. So I think that the reporter would have said if it was signed. So
if he got it signed by Brady and Mike Evans, because they're the two that connected for that, then that's huge. That's gonna be worth something later on. I'll give you that. But
the reason why unless some other player signed it, the reason why I don't think Tom Brady signed it is because he got that ball.
He probably didn't.
Before he left the stadium, and Tom Brady didn't mention anything about signing a ball. So I don't think it was signed.
Oh, anyways, I feel so bad for this dude. Anyways, so after the fact, Mike Evans responded to that video that Tom Brady put up. Said, "Sorry, big bro. Glad that priceless legendary item was retrieved." Yeah, so he got his ball, but my man got fleeced. I'm so sorry, Florida man. I feel bad. I did not know that was all he got. Anyways, well, yeah. All right. Well, we move on from there to Myles Garrett. We've been talking about Myles Garrett a lot on this show, but this one is not even about Myles Garrett. It's about the poor lady that was sitting next to Myles Garrett. I don't know if he knows her. I'm assuming he does, and I hope she does, because if you could take off that mask, I feel like we all can make the face that she's making. Look at the man spread by Mr. Myles Garrett. That poor girl, and she's sitting next to two dudes, so you know the dude right now he ain't doing it. But you know there was a point where he was man-spreading a little bit too. But God, this man-spreading so big, he could have two whole seats, and he wouldn't even have to sit in the second seat. He just got to have the room for him to man-spread. Also, shout out to Myles Garrett for sitting through a Cleveland Cavaliers game. That's huge. Good for you, bro. That's really good support. But yeah, damn, poor lady.
Hey, poor lady, nothing. She's sitting next to Myles Garrett. You better enjoy that man spread. That is Myles Garrett.
But what if she don't even know who that is? If she doesn't know him, imagine she don't even know who that is. Like, who is this big idiot taking all my space?
If she don't know who he is, she shouldn't be on the front row. That girl.
Damn.
Mm-mm.
Like that. Well, look, I there's nothing here that I would not do, but Jackie, on this fine money, I need you to let us know what we not gonna do, please.
Yes, let's get into what we're not gonna do, because I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep this one brief, because this one is funny to me. What you're not gonna do is be out here lying without evidence. I tell y'all all the time, I watch a lot of crime TV. Y'all know the saying, nobody, no crime. If you gonna say somebody has done something, you have to have evidence, no matter what it is. I've gone to fight a ticket. There's no evidence. He gonna guess how fast I was going. You ain't got no radar. No, sir, I'm fighting this, and I have won. Because if you don't have evidence, you just shouldn't say it, right? So there is this reporter by the name of Harold Kuntz. Now, here's the thing. Tyrann Matthew. I don't know why I was just gonna say this imaginary person's girl. Anyway, it's Monday, y'all. My bad. Tyrann Matthew, aka the Honey Badger. Now, I like the Honey Badger because he's kind of just that high energy person. Now, I can see him saying he's never said anything inflammatory to me personally. He said some things that I think could rub people the wrong way, but not necessarily inflammatory. So this gentleman by the name of Harold Kuntz, he tweeted something and then he deleted it. So I'm just going to show you what he said on his tweet of what he says the Honey Badger said. He said, "No video, but." No, sir. There should be no but after that. No video, but while chasing Mahomes, Tyrann Mathieu turned around to some Titans fans in the crowd and said to them, "Go sit on a man part," is what he said. I don't know if I can say that on the air. I'll say man part. Now, here's the thing about me. Let me just be clear. Even if he had said that, I wouldn't bother me. Because if you out here talking stuff, go sit on a, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't have bothered me personally, but I know we live in a very soft generation, so I understand why that would bother other people. But when you playing a game, if you giving it, you need to be able to receive it. That's just how I am. So, nonetheless, though, Honey Badger said he didn't say it. So let me throw up this tweet from him, because he actually responded to that tweet and then he deleted it because dude had deleted his. But then he said this. He says, "I can't believe this dude lied on me." So then a fan who was in the stands said, yeah, this reporter is definitely lying. So I think I put that tweet in there from them as well that says, "Yo, I was there. This is a straight up lie. Tyrann did not say this at all." So to me, when you don't have a video, when it's just your word against basically everybody else's, including the Honey Badger, and you deleted it, just let it ride. I mean, you don't even have to address it and say whether it was true or not. You deleted it. Let this one die out. Nobody cares, really, right? Because now all the conversations right now are on Patrick Mahomes and all these interceptions he's throwing and what's happening. You can let this one die out, right? But he didn't. He went back to Twitter and was like, "I said what I said." He said, "I'll say this once. I've talked to the chief staff, and I and another photographer heard him say those words as he turned around to some fans. Tyrann approached team staff and afterward and assured them he did not say that. I'm standing by what I heard, but I should not have tweeted it in hindsight. It was a frustrating game, but should not have shared that info on social. For this, I apologize." I'm so confused.
No.
First of all, leave this here for a second, but let me tell you why I'm confused. If you knew you shouldn't have posted it, why double down on it? You understand what I'm saying? If you knew you shouldn't have posted it and you deleted it, why double down on it and say, "I shouldn't have posted that, but I said what I said," sir? But let me tell you what I think really happening. So this is his page. He works for Fox. I don't really think I need to say anything other than that. This man works for Fox. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's trying to sensationalize something. I would imagine that he's probably I've never heard of this person in particular. Maybe he's a beat reporter in Kansas City, so maybe that's why I haven't heard from him. But now all of a sudden, your name is in the news because that's what Fox does. They do inflammatory stuff, so people are talking about what the journalists on Fox say. I think this was very intentional, and the reason why I think that is because once you put it out there and you realize, "Oh, damn, I shouldn't have done that," and you delete it, that should be that. You don't circle back and be like, but still, that's not what you do, sir. What we're not going to do is give this man any more attention than what we did right now. Chris, what do you think about him in this dumb situation?
I think I'm going to disagree. I think he said it.
What?
I think he said it. And the thing is, but at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think when it's Honey Badger, and I feel like, especially when you're talking about football, like he's feeling the type of way after a loss. So I'm not saying like, "Oh, I can't believe he said it," but I do think he said it, and he's like, "Damn, I probably shouldn't have said that in front of the media." I think that's what the problem was. So I kind of think that knowing Tyrann Mathieu, he did say it, but I don't think it's anything terrible. I don't think it's that extra like they're making it seem to be though.
There's two parts of this. I think, I don't know if Tyrann would have gone onto Twitter and said, "He's lying on me." I think he would have let it ride. You'd be like, "Oh, well." That
part is true too. That's the part where it made me second guess a little bit. But this sound like Tyrann Mathieu. I feel like he was that hot. I mean, his mic'd ups, like he's wild, and that's why that's part of the charm and the magic of him as a player, because he's crazy. So I do believe that in the heat of a moment, especially in a loss, he did say this. But for people to turn it into what they're trying to turn it into, I think that's the whack part. Like, don't try and make this into more than what it is. Like, he's talking trash. Like, stop. Don't do that. See,
and I mean, I guess the main thing is I don't care if he said it. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't. I mean, I would have said it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
when I've lost in bowling. So I can't even imagine what I'm going to say if I'm on the football field. So if he said it, I wouldn't care. But I just feel like what I know of the Honey Badger, if he had said it, now
He
I
wouldn't have
think
backtracked.
he wouldn't have backtracked and said I didn't say that. He would have just looked at him like, and so
That's very true.
that's the only reason I think he didn't say it.
And that's true. That's what? That's true. That's true. Either way though, this ain't nothing. That's my thing though. Either way, this ain't nothing. And you have me dying with my man saying like I shouldn't have said it, but I said what I said. But you right, I shouldn't have said it. But I know what I heard, but I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said like this dude, my man, like that way. This dude was like walking in. Like, oh, that's funny.
Double dutching.
Yeah. right. Which one is it, champ? Which one? Yeah, no, that had me laughing.
Go do some investigation. Go do some homework. Check out this thing with Kyrie and him being taken off of the top 75 in the NBA. Go look into the Black Lives Matter teaming up with MAGA and just go do some research. Come back a little bit more educated. Rondo 23, if you're still here, you might need to go back to like 5th grade and just start over. I don't know. But anyway, that's all our time we got for today, y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. We got more content coming out throughout the day. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got our game tonight. Who that?
I got to say, what you mean? Who that? Let's go. Russell Wilson, I don't care if you come back. Oh, sorry.
Russell's not coming back right now. He's out.
There's room, but yeah, he's supposed to be out, but there's rumors that he might come back this week. He ain't coming back. Let's go. Whether he back or not, let's go. Who that, Saints? We got it.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Who that saying them Saints? Who that?
Who that?
Who that?
Who that?
Who that saying?
Who that saying they gonna beat them Saints?